Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna tell you about one of the many men. Name is irrelevant, height is irrelevant. He was 1 out of 10. I wish I knew it then. Na 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 na. Let me quote Ray because she wrote a song that it's spot on for one of my friends, and I think you will relate as well. This shit happens, you can get dumped anytime for any reason. You need to not feel like you're 100% tied to this person, otherwise your world will completely fall apart. Anyways, obviously she's going through a really hard time, which is completely understandable. Somehow love is irrational and you cannot explain how it turns into a disease where you're gonna pretty much get depression, sadness, lack of motivation, just because a person is no longer part of your life. The thing is, she was getting over this breakup until her ex-boyfriend texted her, "Hey, I hooked up with your ex-flatmate, who was also one of her best friends." And here we go again. She goes into really bad pain until I speak to her and I ask her a very good question, which made her realize that the problem was not her ex-boyfriend. The problem was that her entire identity was her ex-boyfriend. So if her ex-boyfriend told her you're pretty, then she was pretty. If he told her you're smart, then she was smart. If he told her you're useful, then she was useful. She couldn't really see it by herself how amazing and wonderful she was. And that's when we are sat at the table with one of her friends. I'm gonna talk about her in a second because most of us guys have friends that keep us stuck in the same dimension and reality and then don't let us progress and move forward. But anyways, I made her realize that she lacked something very, very important, which is confidence. Because she tied literally her entire identity to what her boyfriend said. And that's where the problem was. We can blame our exes for cheating on us, for telling us bad things, for traumatizing us, but at the end of the day, it's up to us when to say, stop. I am better than this. I have more value than this. And I can no longer accept this lack of respect. I asked her, what do you like about yourself? And she said, nothing. Nothing. Guys, I'm talking about a pretty girl. She's a doctor. Okay. So very, very smart girl. She's very nice. She knows how to cook. She's incredible. Okay. And she was literally saying that she hated herself. Okay. So you're telling me that for 6 years you stayed with a person without even loving yourself first, without even appreciating yourself first. So you created this love machine, and this love machine was employed to give love to someone else who is probably already confident enough and has already a lot of self-love, and you didn't invest in yourself at all. There's a problem here. And once again, I'm not blaming her. It's a mistake that we are all going to make because we need to learn. Pretty much that's our destiny. I obviously don't wish it to anyone, but it's a mistake that everyone has to make. Fall in love with the wrong person to understand that we are much better than this. So the same night she got the news of her ex-boyfriend telling her that he hooked up, with one of her best friends, she started saying, "Oh my God, I'm imagining them hooking up. I'm seeing them together. I'm seeing them doing the exact same things that we were doing." Okay, you can do that. I understand it's the same night and you have to process all the pain and the bad news. But anyways, I shot my chance and I started telling her, listen, you are lucky. What happened is just luck. Trust me, because it's luck. Obviously, when I say you're lucky, everyone around the table looked at me in a very shocked way and thinking, you're lacking empathy, Nadia, for saying that she's not lucky right now. She's really going through a hard time, and that's not lucky of her ex-boyfriend hooking up with one of her best friends. Na 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 na. Okay? Well, listen to me for a second. I wasn't lacking empathy. I was actually doing the right thing, and I know I was doing the right thing. I wasn't lacking empathy. I was actually having the most empathy of all the people inside that room. All the people were staying in the exact same frequency, telling her, "Oh, that's so bad. We feel bad for you. Oh, that's so unfortunate." Na, 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 staying in the same negative reality without switching a bit the music when I was trying to introduce new notes. Okay, it's like making a song. You cannot have the same exact beat, the same exact note for the whole song. You need to change it to make it better, to make it feel different, to make it feel good for the people that will listen to it. And I used this metaphor of the song to explain it to the people in the room, because they were convinced that I was the bad guy for telling her that she was lucky. You know why she's lucky? Because first of all, now she got hit so badly that she's gonna start working on her real problem, which is her confidence. If she's not confident enough, if she's not building her self concept from zero, because right now she's thinking that she's the ugliest person ever and she's incapable and she's absolutely worth nothing, then obviously she cannot absolutely, and God forbid, go into another relationship, because she needs to first complete herself. That's when she's gonna have a really healthy and nice relationship that can last forever if she wants to. People are so stuck in their realities that think that there are no other dimensions, that there is nothing else but pain out there, when you can actually shift everything. You can reprogram your mindset to make it so strong that anybody else will not affect you anymore. She is lucky because she can start really taking care of her, doing sports, reading, building something serious. Because right now we are taking this example, she's just working and that's it. But she can do much, much more with her brains, with her beauty. She can really like give her that love that she didn't give to herself, but she gave to someone else. And that someone else, well, ejected her completely from his life. It's a bit like the hospital, guys. You go to the hospital and then there are doctors and nurses helping you. But once you recover, you no longer need those people. And that's when you leave. Imagine having someone love bombarding you, giving a lot of things and making you feel so comfortable that you no longer need them. And that's exactly what happens here. But then you remain drained. You no longer have anything to offer to someone else. So that's the real disease. It's anybody's fault. Yes, we can start pointing fingers and saying, yeah, but we should blame her boyfriend, her ex-boyfriend. We should blame her friend. She's a bitch. And of course, I tell you, you're right. But at the end of the day, it's up to us to change completely what we think about ourselves and what really, really matters and what to focus on. We can start imagining these two people hooking up and just wasting our time forever. And that's something that I did also myself. But that's why I know that right now I'm giving you the right tips and the right lesson, because I used to be like that as well, completely reducing my self-concept, my identity to someone. Just because this person was telling me I'm pretty, then I was pretty. No, absolutely not. It doesn't work like that. And let me go back to this friend that she was sitting around the table, thinking that she was doing the right thing. Being stuck in the same mindset and feeding people with the same exact crap is not going to help anyone to advance. So that's why you need a disrupting element in your life, someone that will make you feel uncomfortable with their ideas, because it makes you feel uncomfortable because you think that there is nothing else but negativity and pain in this reality, when actually there are so many dimensions and you can craft them based on your needs and what you like. If you want to be the diva and the queen of your reality, then you can be the diva and the queen of your reality, and people will perceive you that way. The way you perceive yourself, the people will perceive it. That's how it works, and that's proved, and I proved it on myself. The more I acquired confidence, the more people were, lowering their heads, not trying to talk to me. I know they were a bit intimidated. It's not nice. And you might think, ah, she's bragging. I'm not bragging. This is it. This is something possible. Moral of the story, try to have friends that make you uncomfortable with their ideas as long as these ideas go in the opposite direction of yours. So let me explain. Something that you know that feels good, but you cannot accept it. So I was trying to tell this girl that she's lucky and she's gonna have a great time soon. She just needs to trust the process and give time the time, because that's how it is. There is no magic formula. You can go to therapy if you want. I'm not minimizing the therapist's job, but I did therapy and that didn't work. What worked is me convincing over and over again myself that I needed more, that I was worth more, that I have greater value than what I think. So the lesson that I'm trying to teach you is, first of all, build your confidence. It needs to be rocking confidence before getting into a relationship with someone. You will always have some insecurities, but they need to be irrelevant, something that you can fix on your own terms. Secondly, be surrounded by people that can challenge you with their thoughts. Okay. As long as these thoughts make you think that it's something that feels good, but cannot feel good right now because right now you're in a state of mind that cannot comprehend those ideas, because you need to make a song. Okay. And in order to make a song, you need to change the beat. You need to change the notes. You can no longer stay with the same melody over and over again. Otherwise, you will never change your reality. And everything that happens to you, it's because you are lucky. It's a lesson. It's always a lesson. So, whatever you're going through, feel that you're lucky. Tell yourself that you're lucky, because everything is a lesson to teach you which direction to take and what's the best option for you. Every single thing is a lesson, and you're lucky for going through that lesson. The more you tell yourself that you're lucky, the more lucky you'll be. It's a bit like when you do 1 plus 1, it's 2. It's not going to be 0. So lucky plus lucky equal true lucky. The more you tell yourself that you're beautiful, the more beautiful you'll be. It's literally math. Use this math to crack the code to a nice reality for yourself. Just be consistent. You're not consistent enough. 98% of the people are not quite where they want to be because they didn't master this skill, being consistent. Once you have this, you have the ultimate hack to anything in your life. Consistency is key. Same here. I want to blow up on YouTube, but if I'm not consistent enough, I'm not going to. I need to post more. But at least I'm enjoying the journey. That's why I ask you to subscribe, like, and comment, because that's very helpful. It makes me be even more consistent. My stream of thoughts is over now, but I'm sure you acquired enough knowledge to start thinking that sometimes bad things happen for a reason, and you can change your frequency anytime as long as you listen to the right people. I arrived at my destination.